Welcome to Riffin with HB, where we talk about old school and underrated bands. And today we're talking about an underrated artist for sure. Not really necessarily a band, but underrated artist. This is one of the reasons I wanted to start this show is because of this artist right here. His name's Prof. Um, I put King Gampo in there because he started off rapping under the name Gampo. So we're gonna talk about him. You guys are gonna love his music. Whether you're into rock or hip hop or old school hip hop or new school music, it's gonna fit you guys' taste for sure. He's one of the guys I try to really shout from the rooftops. Little Strangers, well, we talked about them, but Prof, I like to yell him from the tops of the roof. He's underrated and he should be more known about. So we are gonna let you guys know what's going on with Prof today, where he comes from, who he is. This is out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. So we're out of that kind of area of the world. A lot of great music comes out of there. It's a great culture, great blending, melting pot of just culture. His actual name is Jacob Anderson, Jacob Lucas Anderson. He was born in April 29th, 1984, but he's better known by his stage name Prof. He's an American rapper, singer, producer in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and he released his first full-length album, Project Gampo, in 2007, and since has released 6 additional albums and 3 EPs. And in 2012, the City Pages named Prof on their list of Minnesota's 20 best rappers. He was formerly signed to Rhymesayers Entertainment. Um, Now he does his own fucking thing, pays his own way. So I have to get off of this background I got back here. If you guys don't know how this works, we talk about the band, we get the facts and everything out of the way, and then I got some notes and stuff and my own personal thoughts. on the artist. This album you're looking at right here, Horse, came out in a couple years ago, about 2 years ago, I would say. We'll get to it anyway. The actual date that it came out. Really super great album. Made it to like either two or three on the Billboard charts that year. So that was pretty interesting. And I also wanted to see if we can go back and we're gonna find that year that the album came out. And we're gonna see who the actual top people who were on the Billboard charts that year, just to get a comparison. All right, Prof. Jacob Lucas Anderson. Prior to achieving, let's just start with his early life. Jacob or Jake Anderson grew up in the Powderhorn neighborhood of Minneapolis. If you guys are familiar with the Minneapolis area, you know the Powderhorn region of Minneapolis. It's an area that would later be referenced in his musical works. And his mother, Colleen, had a rocky relationship with his father, suffered from bipolar disorder, and was physically abusive. And there would later be a divorce, and Anderson's father would move away, taking Anderson's three older sisters with her. And during his formative years, he developed a comedic dirty mouth rap persona that he named Gampo after his childhood friend. And this embrace of a distinct stage identity contributed to an unfiltered and often provocative public image that would become a hallmark of his artistic output. He graduated from Minneapolis South High School in 2002. And that's fucking great way to put it. I fucking love that shit. Developed a comedic dirty mouth rap persona. And if you know rap, or if you know Prof and how he raps, that's how he does it. But we're gonna get into why he's different than most rappers, because he's really a musician, and to try to box him up as a rapper really isn't fair. So we're gonna get into a little bit of that. But prior to achieving broader recognition, he cultivated a substantial local following through consistent independent music releases and energetic live performances. I saw him at the Red Rocks concert last April. Fucking sick ass concert. It's prime example of all his concerts that you can see online. That you look up live performances of Prof. They're very energetic live performances. Um, in the mid 2000s, he frequently performed at the Dinky Tower Bar alongside his partner and hype man Roswell, and it was a period crucial for refining his performance skills and establishing a direction with the audiences. It was during that time that he met Mike Campbell, who would become his manager, and together with Dylan Parker, Anderson and Campbell co-founded Stop House Music Group, an independent record label and studio based in North Minneapolis that would serve as Prof's primary creative and distribution platform for much of his career. Through Stop House, Prof released early projects including 2006 collaborative album Absolutely with Roswell, following his first album, Project Gampo, in 2007, which he released for the Rhymesayers. So who he does stuff through now is Stop House, and they have their shit down on the lock way more than the last crew they were with. So other independent works from this period include 2009's Recession Music, which is fucking sick as fuck, with Slim St. Paul Slim, in 2011 King Gampo, and the Kaiser von Powderhorn EP series. And that's one thing I didn't mention. That's part of how he got his name. Is from let me actually pull it up here. So, but he had a childhood dog that was a German Shepherd. It's a tribute to his childhood German Shepherd Kaiser von Powderhorn, whose large size protected him and helped him ward off bullies. And he adopted the persona based on the swagger that he felt whenever he accompanied by the dog. It's fucking badass. All right. Started growing prominence in the local scene whenever he was formally acknowledged in 2012 when our city pages included him in Minnesota's top 20 rappers, noting his musical versatility rather, and local ability or vocal ability. Jesus Christ, I cannot talk tonight. Let's start that shit over. City pages included him amongst Minnesota's top 20 rappers, noting his musical versatility, vocal ability, and capacity to engage audiences. Conversely, Musician and critic Dwight Hobbs of the Twin Cities Daily Planet asserted that Prof's 2011 album King Gampo was asinine, narcissistic, self-indulgent, and run completely riot with a shred of redeeming artistry and rap at its worst. That's so funny because what a fucking dumbass critic thinks that an album should or shouldn't be. And literally, he's naming everything that's asinine, narcissistic, self indulgent, and run completely riot. Like, that's fucking why we love Prof. And if you know him and you love him, that's why, because it's so genuine. He's speaking from his heart and just being totally real. And yeah, it might be dirty, and yeah, it might not be what you want to hear. It's not like polished up and clean, but it's his genuine self. It's the life that he actually lives, rather than it's crazy why critics get like these guys are not musicians, they're critics. Why do you get a say in what people's music should sound like? It's so crazy to me. The success of his independent endeavors eventually drew the attention of Rhymesayers Entertainment, a prominent independent hip hop label known for its artists such as Atmosphere. And in 2010, Prof was part of the Rhymesayers Welcome to Minnesota tour, and Prof signed with Rhymesayers on December 3rd, 2013, representing a pivotal moment in his career, providing with a larger platform, allowing him to maintain a creative control. And the announcement, which coincided with the release of his single "The Reply," signaled the increased national attention for his work. In 2015, he announced his debut record on Rhymesayers entitled "Liability." It's the one with him. He's dressed in like an elephant mascot on a volleyball field. And Liability was released on October 16, 2015. It peaked 141 on the Billboard 200 charts on November 7th, 2015. Should write that down. We should come back to it. Screenshot it better yet. On February 20th, 2018, he announced he would be releasing a new album titled Pookie Baby on April 13th. Pookie Baby! That's in 2018. So the themes within Pookie Baby reflected a new perspective influenced by injuries sustained from from extensive touring, led to a more nuanced sound. Prof premiered a music video for his song titled "Cousins," featuring St. Paul, Minnesota rapper Cashinova, which is he's really fucking bad. He's not a lot, but a few of them. In 2020, he released his single "Squad Goals" from his newly announced album Powderhorn Suites, that was due to be released on June of 2026. And this is how I started to find Prof at this point, because I'm like listening to this album maybe a year or two after it came, maybe a year after it came out, and I'm just thinking like, damn, how is this guy not like? How have I never heard about him? He's been out since 2007, I think, right? Yeah, and I didn't even hear about him until 2020. So that's why you guys are hearing about him now. However, on 2020, June 25th, Rhymesayers dropped Prof from their label, saying they failed not only to vet the signing of Prof, but also calling into question the intentions behind his music, message, and content more strongly. So yeah, the same reason that they'll fucking hire you on is the same reason they'll fire you off. It's crazy, and that's why you should never sell your music to anybody. If you're gonna do anything, do it yourself. Do it independent. Once this with the record label that the artist, because there are a lot of record labels that artists who have already been fucked over by the music industry will try to make a place where it's safe for people to come in, like actually see these bands and not be fucked over, not have to pay a $200 ticket fee and not have them scrape off 200% of that. The event. Let me back up here. It says they hear that the label's statement specifically reference misogynistic lyrics and social media posts and accusations of sexual misconduct as factors of their decision. Rhymesayers further intended to cease the release of Powderhorn Suites, and to the extent that they could give blah blah blah. At that point, it gives a shit, because it's like the same people that are hating on you, the same people tried to hire you because they felt they could make money off of you when they figured they couldn't. They threw you out to the freaking wolves. So that's how I see that going down. It's just my personal interpretation of it. Though I'm sure there's a lot behind the scenes that we're not actually seeing. Um, but then he started going independent again on October 22nd of 2020. Fuck you guys. He's going to do his own thing. Prof announced that the release of the Powderhorn Suites by Stop House Music Group record label and premiered a music video for the song Animal Patrol for the album. Fucking sick ass song, sick ass album. Stop House. If you guys go check him out on his live streams or all the music videos and stuff. Stop House, like they run a lot of his shit, his media and stuff like that. Powderhorn Suites was released by Stop House Music Group, and I don't know if they run his media, but they like support him on his media. Anyway. Powderhorn Suites was released by Stop House Music in 2020, November 13th, and Prof premiered a music video for Powderhorn Suites along a Sweets song Outside Baby. And the same day the album released, and it peaked number 36 at the Billboard 200 charts, making a significant achievement for an independent artist. You think that's something? Well, we haven't even heard about the Horse album right here. It says Prof's most recent album, Horse, was released via Stop House Music Group in 2023 and April 14th, and achieved notable independent chart success, ranking the album #2 current rap album, #1 Heat Seekers album, #1 emerging artist album, and #8 on the Billboard, the top Billboard album, and 17 on the independent album of the Billboard charts. Horse includes collaborators with established artists such as Method Man, Kevin Gates, Redman, um, and dictating his growth and recognition and collaborations with the industry. And he's got a new album that's coming out real soon, and it's gonna have a bunch more people on it. I mean that's crazy. Ranking current as #2 current rap album, #1 Heat Seekers album, #1 emerging artist album, and it's 8 on the top Billboards album. Being an independent artist, no one's doing that. Everybody they're signed to somebody and they're having people write their songs, and that's what I'm about to check out right now. I want to check and see who the fuck was on the Billboard's top chart in 2023. And I got some videos and stuff too, and I got a little bit of more notes. Some notes that I wrote down myself. Oh my gosh, Morgan Wallen, fucking Morgan Wallen, Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swift. Fuck out of my face, dude. It's crazy. Like it's crazy to me. This doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add up in my head. Like who's saying that Miley Cyrus is better than Prof? I just want to know it in my head. I just want to get a like show of hands. It's crazy to me. Morgan Wallen, bro, a country artist, a racist country artist. That's crazy what the hell we'll put up there, dude. Just for fucking, they like it. It's like we'll excuse anything at a certain point. It's just sickening to me. I mean, he's an independent artist, dude. And he's fighting with Taylor Swift, who sells out stadiums across the fucking world. I mean, that's putting in work, and that's what we're gonna see in some of these clips that I have here from his documentary and his live Red Rocks performance as well. You put in the fucking work, you grind, and you put in the hours. You're hungry for that shit. You're up whenever people are sleeping, and you're out there working. Fucking, you're gonna go places that other people aren't gonna go because you're thinking about things whenever people are fucking resting, their downtime, and they're Netflixing and shit. You're like plotting and scheming. Especially if you really put in the fucking performances and every single year get better and better and work your way up the fucking charts. And as you guys could see, I think you went from like 167 or something on that 200 chart or 120, whatever it was, and then went up to 30 something, 36 or 37, and then all the way to #2, baby. I mean, that's how you fucking go up the ladder. Let's see here. I want to check that other year as well on the Billboard charts, and then I'll get into my notes. It says Rhyme Sayers. He released Liability. The album Liability peaked 141 on the Billboard charts, 200 in 2015. I can already know who's on the fucking 2015 Billboard charts. Let's see here. It says The Weeknd, Drake, Taylor Swift, Megan Trainor, Paul McCartney got on there somehow. That's pretty crazy. You know what? Fucking why am I happy about that out of it? That's pretty crazy. Out of everybody who's on that list, at least I'm like, yeah, fucking Paul McCartney did actually put in some work. Write his own songs, change the fucking identity of a genre rather than just repeat it and hash it out and be the same fucking sheep everybody. I mean, Drake has 6 songs on the list, the most of any artist. The highest ranking single on the list is Hotline Bling at number. I mean, dude, that's crazy to me. There's no fucking way, dude. There's no goddamn way. The Drake's on the top of the charts and he's outperforming everybody else. There's just no way. Somebody. As far as actually let's play.
Different parts of the throat. Lip roll is no throat at all, no flexing or anything. It's just coming up and you're hitting these notes in the easier way. Goog. It's different pronunciations of different words are harder and there's levels to this shit, you know what I mean? Well, I'll make a tea again before I really go on stage. This is already kind of made, but this is my Diva kit. Throat coat. Sometimes Yogi throat coat. Lemon, honey.
That's just part of their documentary that they have on his YouTube channel that just shows the vocal work that he's putting in. The fact that he's, you'll see in a minute, staying sober and trying to fucking avoid smoking so much and shit like that, just to try to preserve his voice. And drinking that tea, stuff like that. Just little tricks, doing those vocal warm ups. Actually fucking shows technique that you're playing. Because anybody can go on the fucking stage and start singing, but to go out of your way and make yourself better and train, it's gonna make you better than everybody else. It's gonna separate you apart from those people that are just winging it. Play another clip here.
Every single night it's like this huge rhythm, and I know something enormous is gonna happen, something really hard to do. Every night I work really, really hard. And so there's always that anticipation and some sort of butterfly, because I know it's just a huge hammer strike about to hit the iron every night. Wow! I have to do it regardless, if I'm ready or not. And I'm sitting there waiting for it every night. It's like a Groundhog's Day thing. Once this routine is happening over and over and over again, it's almost like a certain time travel.
Yeah. I remember this like I was just fucking here. It's really weird coming to all these cities. It's like a weird time travel thing. Like I never left here. And then tomorrow I'll be, in Santa Cruz and I'll be like, oh, I remember this place. I never left here. It's strange.
Yeah. Do you forget where you are?
When
you wake up sometimes?
When I wake up all the time. I don't know where, it takes me a while. And like if in hotels and stuff, like I don't remember how to get out of my room like ever again or anything like that. When you're at a guest house and you're like using their shower and you don't know how to use it, like that's just like me every day at hotels and stuff. Cool.
And that's kind of what I have in my notes here. You have to be working for that shit, especially in an industry like this, because somebody else is going to be really hungry and take that shit from you if you don't do it.
I remember one night, I think it was in Seattle or whatever city, and I'm thinking, I don't want to perform tonight. I'm tired, But then I always get off stage, and I always feel good getting off stage and accomplished. It happens every time. And I thought to myself before this show, I'm like, this show has already happened. This show is already over with. I'm already getting off stage. I'm already in Portland, Oregon the next day when I'm getting ready to perform in Seattle that night. People say time isn't just a linear thing. It's everything has already happened. Everything's happening at once. Like I feel that like to my core. I go, I've already performed tonight.
Billions?
Yes, I got you.
The vocals is everything. If my voice is going, I just have to stop talking. And it's fucking lonely. You know, I'll wake up from a nap about 2 hours before the show, start running around, take some more tea. Wonka's funny as hell. Everybody's super funny. And there's all these inside jokes happening. People are talking. And I'm funny as hell. Like I got some funny as fuck to say, you know, and I'm not talking. Like that's the big sacrifice. When my voice is a little bit on the fringe, I don't talk at all.
Yeah, no, that's what I was talking about, making that sacrifice. Fucking going out of your way and doing shit like this. Just putting your passion in front of yourself and doing it above anything else. And that's kind of how I think about that. Um, every time I do this show or every time I do Mystic Journeys, you know, you put in that work, you're showing up every fucking day. It's like some days you're like, damn, I don't want to do this. But after you get done doing it, you're like, all right, okay, that was fucking really cool. I enjoyed doing that. But also, whenever you feel like you're doing that repetitive thing, I feel like that a lot. It's like I feel like I'm fulfilling a duty I've already fulfilled before, but I'm just filling in and doing that same shit over again. So whenever I do it, try to make sure I do it better a little bit each time. Every time I go through the motions of doing it, with the assumption that life is like that. That's the way life works. That we're, you know, we've already done everything. We're just doing it again for the experience of it. It's a pretty unique perspective.
Naturally, humans would want to do their biggest output thing after they wake up in the morning, they're rested, they eat. Let's do it right now. The sun's out. I feel good, you know? My shit is completely flipped around. It's totally unnatural to try and like do something huge every night at, 11 or midnight. I understand why people are so get addicted to substances, and it's like it's a super dangerous thing to try and take care of yourself on the road. It's slippery, man. It's real slippery. I used to try and drink my way through tour, and it worked for a little bit. But then, I mean, everybody's trying to have the biggest party of their entire year when I see them, like, and that's what they expect. I've developed a reputation of good shows. They expect that shit. I just did it yesterday. I gotta do it again tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tonight. You know, it's like I need to be fucking strong. I need sleep and good food and nutrition. So like, that's what I'm doing. Vegetable shake. Fucking avocado, banana, lemon, blueberries. Burn it up.
That's all I can really express too. Is like while you're out there fucking off, getting drunk, and you're thinking you're performing at the top of your game, somebody like him is out there really hustling, eating healthy, getting the sleep in, resting their voice up, exercising their shit, trying to make sure that they're at the top of their game, their peak performance. We have one more here. Just deleted, I think. Oh, give me just a second. One more here. I got a couple. So.
Naturally, humans would want to do their biggest output thing after they wake up in the morning, they're rested, they eat.
Second one over there.
I want to be the best live performer of all time. What are the best ones? Right there on the doorstep of greatness, man. I got to keep the whole fucking rate and scream all the way through at the top of my lungs, you know.
Yeah, I'll come back to that. But yeah, what he's saying in the beginning right there. Hold on, let me go back.
Great see us perform, and I'm like, damn. Keep that brain and scream all the way through.
100%. And I feel like that every day, every time I do something that I'm really passionate about, especially whenever there's other people that are doing the same thing that you're doing, you can bet that whenever you're up against me, you better be passionate about the shit because I'm doing the same thing. I'm kicking in that fucking door and I'm screaming when I'm coming through. I love that attitude. That's why I love Prof because of that attitude. It's hard to beat somebody like that who has that attitude. Makes you really step up your game. You're like, okay, I have to really do what I'm doing a little bit better and figure out my own way and find my own niche to be able to ever compare to someone like that. And that's just what he was saying. He looks up to the greats and thinks that, damn, I'll never be able to be that person. So you still just keep driving and chasing. That's how you get there. Um,
like come together and they form like organs. I want them to feel like they achieve something like greater as a collective. I want them to see, that's why I show them the world.
I've talked about this before on the show. Um, I'm not sure if I've talked about it on Riffin, but if I haven't, how dare I? Because it's a great concept. The idea whenever you're in a crowd and everybody's jumping and everybody's heart's beating at the same pace, you can feel the energy of the whole entire crowd dancing to the music, especially depending on the type of music they listen to. It could be a really intense feeling. It can be a religious or spiritual experience. And that's taking that shit seriously. Like, instead of just giving somebody a mediocre time, like, you're trying to give people the best fucking time that they can have. Which I have a clip of that in from Red Rocks to show you guys in here in just a bit. But before I get too far ahead, let me read some comments here. Cheers, cheers. Thank you for being here. Cheers. Well, I mentioned that earlier. He's not just a rapper. You start listening to his music, you're like, damn, this motherfucker, he's a performer, he's a musician, an entertainer. Really, at his core, like what a musician should be. It's like the full package of an entertainer because he can do R&B and soul and fucking obviously hip hop and rap, but he can do a little bit of like fucking alternative sounding shit too, dude. Um, some of the blues stuff he does is so soulful. I mean, you're starting to hear that. And check any. That's what I would recommend. Check out that Prof Red Rocks concert clip. The whole video is like I don't know, a little over an hour or so, an hour and a half, something like that. But it's really fucking badass, and it'll really give you an idea of who he is as a person. I'll play some clips of it here in just a second. But you can't box Prof up because he's not a fucking rapper. He's a musician, dude. And that's why he's at the top of his game. And that's why he's climbing to the top of the Billboard charts. If you guys haven't heard of him, I mean, that's one thing, but he's up there with some of the best performers ever. And it just goes to show like how fucking spoon fed we are in the media of music today because if they want you to hear about Drake, you're gonna know about Drake around every corner. But you never heard about Prof because he's independent. They can't fucking profit on him. Um Soulful sound with real lyrics. Yeah, that's basically what I just explained. It's very soulful sound. And his lyrics are real from his experiences that he fucking wrote with his own words. And I have a great quote. The quote I've been talking about whenever I brought up Prof on this show 2 or 3 times already is this quote right here. It's a super great quote because there's so many people on the top of the Billboard charts like Taylor Swift and people who have like people who write their songs for them. This is a great fucking quote right here. Oh no, they're worried about how they look again. You can ask for work while I put it in. I was sacrificing while you should have been. That's why you're on the outside looking in. If you came to my show, you're going to hear my voice. And if I don't rap over vocals, I got no choice. Just like I would never let a dude mow my lawn, I would never let a pussy write my songs. I pick my team, I hustle hard. I ain't got a stylist or a bodyguard. No one tells me how to act or look or sing or fight or fuck or maybe rap or cook. I would feel like such a pussy if I was rapping about cooking crack, but looking never did it when they're looking back. It's real shit, dude. I would never let somebody fucking mow my lawn or fucking wash my socks or fucking write my songs. That's how it is. That's how to like, be independent. And that doesn't mean not asking for help from people, but the things that you're capable and able to fucking do, you fucking step up and you do it. And that's what separates the men from the boys. The adults from the children is taking initiative and going out of your way to fucking do things that you don't have to do. Like, you know what? I could just have somebody write my songs, make me famous. put on some makeup and put me on stage, and that would be great. But I could fucking grind my way to the top, 20 years, climb my way up to the top to finally make it there and be like, I fucking earned that shit every click along the way. And that's one of the clips that I have here from the Red Rocks concert where he talks about that. It's like, you know, he has all the right to be like, you know, I'm a self-made man. I'm fucking made it all the way to the top myself. But that's some arrogant shit for him to say because fucking nobody makes it to the top themselves. But how many of those people at the top of the charts only make it because they are literally being handed the fucking medals, handed the albums, handed the audience over and over. Let me play that clip earlier. Play one more clip for you guys here. Oh shit, I'm gonna play that part. This is for the Red Rocks concert. Yep. I think about that probably a couple times a week, it seems. It's like, fucking, if you want perfection, dude, you have to go somewhere else to get that shit. Because we don't do perfection around here. Like, we do effort. We show up. That's fucking the whole thing behind the Mystic Journeys. Fucking shtick is that we show up, we do our best. Sometimes we do take things personally, and sometimes we're not impeccable with our word, and so on and so forth. But We always do our fucking best, man, every single day. And that's what you should do. If you want perfection, you got to go somewhere else to get it. But if you want effort, we can give it to you every single day. And we're gonna show up. We're gonna be there on our A game, eating healthy, sleeping in, fucking grinding, showing up. If we have to be there at 3 a.m., we'll be there. That's how we have to do. That's what we'll do. It's what we're willing to do for it. And if you're not willing to do that, that's what I have on my notes. I always say this: if you're not willing to do it, somebody else is doing it. Because you're fucking trying to sleep in and get that 2 extra hours of sleep on the weekend. Somebody's already up. They're already doing it. They've already got their fucking shit in for the day while you're sleeping in. That's why you're on the outside looking in. That's usually how that shit goes. You're looking at somebody else doing your fucking dreams because you haven't been putting in the work. And so many people, I see this today, it's like an unprivileged culture where people will blame, oh yeah, it was different whenever boomers were kids. Yeah, it was different. They had a lot more drive and aspiration than people today. I have too many excuses. Like there's always a way to figure out your dreams and chase your dreams and do what you want to do. Um, Authentic, genuine, humble, relentless passion. That's what I have for Prof here. It's fucking great words to sum this motherfucker up. Um, and Prof is one of those artists that I talked about. There's a few artists I've covered, Black Keys, Little Stranger, and so on and so forth. But there's a few artists that I can put on just these artists and listen to their playlist alone. And Prof is one of those. He has so many hits. He has hits for fucking days, man. Over and over and over, he has hits for days. Like I was saying, he's a big reason for the reason me starting the show is because he's so underrated. People should be hearing about him a lot more. Yeah, if you guys, if you're doing music or art or whatever you're doing, unless you're just doing it for like a pastime, that's fine. But if you're doing it in a world where there's competition and you have to like go and grind for it to be able to get it, you better be grinding for it to go get it, or else somebody's going, they're fucking eating, sleeping, and breathing that shit. While you're watching Netflix or whatever you're fucking off doing, drinking, getting drunk at the clubs, fucking shaking ass or fucking having ass shuck upon, you're fucking cutting yourself short, man. Cool. It was a great show. You guys should check it out. And also check out the album Horse, um, Liability. They're all fucking great albums, dude. Put on our Prof playlist. Here, could like the picture switch up. Yep. Honestly, if you like hip hop, you'll love it for sure. If you like old school hip hop, you'll love it. New school hip hop, you'll love it. If you like R&B, soul music, he has some of that kind of shit that's really fucking good. And that live concert, there's some songs that haven't been released yet, but there's some really good songs towards the end that are way more soulful and show his actual singing abilities, what he's capable of doing. And he's a fucking he uses his voice as an instrument, so it's pretty unique the way he like in between a rap song will kind of use vibrato and stuff like that. There's these techniques to make it like, oh shit, you know what you're doing here, man. It's pretty cool. Adds a little bit of nuance to it. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. We're covering the Allman Brothers next week, or not next week, actually Saturday. We'll be covering the Allman Brothers. We'll be back tomorrow on Mystic Journeys with our 4 Agreement Friday. We have a little bit left in our 4th agreement, and then we're going to be getting into the 5 agreement book. So that's going to be really exciting. And then I think Nerdy has a couple other books as well too. I'm not sure if he's going to cram them in. I can't remember if he said he's going to switch something up with the 4 agreements to do something different, but we'll let you guys know. Yeah, you guys stay tuned for Saturday. We'll be doing the Allman Brothers, and if you guys have any bands that you want to see, drop them in the comments. Thanks, you guys. You go listen to some Prof. You'll fucking see what I'm talking about. You come back and be like, HV Prof's a fucking badass. I'm like, yeah, I know, man. The charisma and the genuineness and the humbleness, like being a real motherfucker and trying to bring your friends to the top with you. I love that shit. So cheers, everyone. You'll have a great day. Great night anyway. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. 9 p.m. EST over on Mystic Journeys.